finally time once again for your viewer comments. Okay. Reality check 908. Well, I need a reality check. Here's what he said. With sapphire crystal, it's worth the price, but not without it. He's talking about the GA-B2100. And that's still a big debate to many people. Why it's still so pricey and it doesn't have the sapphire crystal. Like what I mentioned numerous times, I don't think that sapphire crystal is qualifier to make a premium watch, although it does make it a lot more premium feeling because of that sapphire crystal. But you have to consider how you're going to use the watch. I mean, I've been using these watches with mineral crystals and it's perfectly fine. It's performed the same as sapphire crystal has for me, but that's because of my situation, because of my collection, and or at least my rotation, so it doesn't get damaged that often. But to many people that is still a deal breaker. But to me, the GMB 2100, especially getting it at a discount, is a better deal even without that sapphire crystal. Fred Minpin asks, how many were made? He's talking about the GMW B5000 TVA. Honestly, we don't know how many of these limited edition models were made. They say that it's kind of limited. Actually, they did. I don't remember them calling it a limited edition, but they immediately discontinued it just after a few months. And based on how G-Shock produces these watches, it's somewhere between 10,000 to 100,000. Those are the numbers that are wildly thrown all over the web. Those are the speculations about it. If it is 10,000, then that is sort of a limited run in a way, but not that limited. It's kind of like Seiko limited, if you ask me. But I don't think that it's over 100,000 pieces of these all around the world either. I don't think that's the case. So maybe around 10,000, maybe 50 or 20,000, give or take. But that's just a ballpark number that I'm just like throwing away. PKZ8MM says, meh, my G-Shocks bring me so much joy, I would be worried that any Rolex would just disappoint. As a former mountain guide with 7.5 inch wrist, the 40 Explorer does look better than the 36. A titanium Explorer would have gotten my attention. And thank you for being my trusted go-to review of the new line. Thank you also, PK. And also, because of this comment, this is what prompted me to actually make that mock-up of the Explorer in Oyster Flex. And I do agree, they should have made the Explorer to stand out a little bit more than it is now. But to him, like he said, it's also the same with me. I prefer a G-Shock. It's much more interesting. There's much more designs to choose from. There's a lot of variations also to your liking, to your preference. There's, for every Rolex out there, there's probably 100 G-Shocks that you can choose from, and even attainable at any given point of time. You may need to pay extra for certain models, limited editions, but it's overall a better, more interesting choice for me than a Rolex. And that's saying something for someone who's also owned a Rolex. Ray3349 says, if at the wrong end of the cutlass, Seiko or G-Shock, no disrespect. Okay, fellow pirate here, Ray asks, Seiko or G-Shock? I always go with G-Shock. Seiko has a place in my heart. I like their automatic chronographs, I like their automatic watches altogether, but there's just so much more value for me in the G-Shock camp. There's so many more designs that I can choose from. There's so many other iterations, and the technology that they're putting for the value is amazing. That's still my take, G-Shock rather than Seiko. Jimmy Kincaid asks, you were ripping on cats last episode. Okay, I think Jimmy Kincaid here thinks that he's got me. You were ripping on the cats last episode. Look at the back of Rangeman. There's a cat. Feel stupid yet? I would like to think that you're not calling me stupid, but I do know that there's a cat at the back of Rangeman. And then Dr. Bob's Nightmare 2521 doubled down on him and said meow. And Junior Johnson also supported that with, if he was ripping on cats, I'm unsubscribed. Okay. Here's the deal, guys. I was ripping on cats. I don't want to talk about more cats on this video. Probably in the next few episodes in the future, I'll go and talk about cats again. But here's the thing. That cat on the back of the Rangeman is not real. That cat doesn't hurt you. It's not gonna scratch your face. It's not living off of your salary. It's not lazily sleeping on your couch whenever it feels like it. That cat actually is living at a caseback of a very respectable G-Shock. A G-Shock that actually saves lives, according to many emergency rescue units out there. Real cats destroys lives. Think about that. And for that comment, Jimmy Kincaid, you're banned for 15 seconds in the show.